I am me. You are you. We're all different, but we're all the same. I wanted to talk a little bit about victimhood. I know I've personally been through experiences with, again, when I look back, sorry, I haven't done much today. It's a Sunday and I've just been resting. So, but anyway, the victimhood thing, I mean, I've been through situations where it was very unbearable and sometimes subjected to someone else. Not to say I never did it too. I mean, obviously we're all growing and changing and learning and evolving, but being in a situation with narcissism, I mean, I had always heard of it, but I never really knew the extent of it. And I was in a relationship for many years, and I dealt with behaviors that were very hard to deal with. I didn't understand it. You know, years later, again, there's a lot of people on YouTube that discuss their stories and their growth and their experiences, which helps all of us because we don't feel alone. We know that we can relate to something that someone else went through, and it gives us that feeling of, oh wow, you know, I'm not crazy. Because also with, you know, certain personality disorders, people can they call them crazy makers because they can really make you feel like you're crazy. They can mess with your mind, mess with your psyche, mess with your heart. You don't really know what's going on when it's happening. It's a very, very difficult place to be. But eventually, I think what it teaches us is that if we want a better life and we feel we deserve better, we will make changes to get there. And even though it's not easy, it becomes a personal goal, you know, to reach our potential. And if a relationship, or even, you know, it could be friendships, it could be a love relationship, it could be a marriage, it could be a job, certain things challenge our own self-care or self-worth of what we will put up with or accept from other situations. And they're all learning tools. It's a learning tool for you to get to a point where it's like, I've had enough of this. What's more important, that I give all I have to someone who is basically just take, or should I give some of that to myself? Well, eventually it's like, you know what? As long as you're still living and breathing and kicking and hopefully not screaming, you come to a point where you realize how much you matter. Because it is true, if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. We try to be caregivers and take care of everyone and give and sacrifice, and you know, and we do fun things which keep fueling us back up so that we can keep giving, self-nurturing, self-love, you know. But eventually you hit that wall of knowing that the situation is taking me down. You know, it's like trying to help somebody that can't swim and they're drowning, and they're kicking and pounding and screaming and they're drowning you. And I mean, nobody wants to see anybody go down, you know, and succumb to death, but sometimes we just need to let people go to their own vices, you know. And it's a difficult choice. You don't need to feel guilty or shameful, or, I mean, if you've tried your best and that's all you can do, that's all you can do. And trust me, even though you seem to be with somebody who's constantly defying you and arguing and making things more difficult than they need to be, and obstinate and stubborn and pig-headed, and, you know, maybe not in a constructive way, but more in a destructive way, that's about them. They have choices too, and they're not going to do things to nurture and help you You need to do it for yourself. And so anyway, I guess the experience of narcissism is it's a chance to learn more about yourself, what you can take, what you can tolerate, your boundaries. Sometimes being around a narcissistic person and just staying in that relationship is, if you come to think about it, I've always looked at it like, well, if you can't help them, and instead of pointing fingers at them, point fingers at yourself. If you're staying and you're accepting it, what does that say about you? And that's not love. No type of abuse is love. But we think because of our loyalty and fidelity that we'll stick it out and stay, and but there will come a point where you will realize, and we are spirits in a human body. We're not bodies. We're bodies on a spiritual journey, but we're spirits on a human journey. So the vessel goes with the spirit. Without the spirit, there's no body. There's no life. The soul and the spirit is the life within us, all of us. So without that, if that dies, the vessel isn't going to get very far. You got to nurture yourself. So anyway, and then letting go after a process of dealing and learning about narcissism and stuff, and oh wow, that's what I lived through, and then healing, involving, and constantly, like, instead of placing blame, oh, he did this or she did that, or I didn't do anything, no, that's not how it works. If you stayed and put up with it, then you were part of it, and you're not a victim. So at any point you have a chance to leave that situation, and all parties involved will evolve and grow and learn. Sometimes if you want to point fingers, you're just keeping yourself in a stagnant place of just no growth, no no opportunity to see from a higher perspective. Getting out of the picture. When you're out of the picture, how they always say, like, well, when you're in the picture, it's harder to see what's going on. And when you're looking at someone else in the same picture, you can say, oh, gee, you should do this or you should do that. Well, my best advice for all of us is, any advice you would give someone else, take it yourself. If you find yourself in a place that, if my friend was in this situation, what would I tell them? And then do it. That's your spirit. That's your inner self talking to you. That's your higher self, your higher perspective. It's in all of us. It's just that sometimes we lose touch with that and our own truth because we're too busy sacrificing or being a doormat for somebody that really doesn't give two rats whatever about us. So just learn from those things. There's the victimhood state of mind mentality isn't going to get you anywhere. You'll just stay stuck, and it is a place where you're stuck, and be in touch with your feelings, even if it's painful. Like I said, it's an opportunity for growth, to touch those places that hurt. Sometimes we let other people touch them, and that's how we heal, but we need to touch our own wounds. And it hurts, it really does, but it's worth it. In the end, you just, you go so far, I can't even explain it. It's just a profound phenomenon that it doesn't, it doesn't come to us in a thought of, like, logic. It's a place of love. It is where it comes from within us, which I believe, the energy of connection, love, God, higher power, whatever source, whatever you want to call it. It's more than you'll ever experience. And then it just opens your eyes and your life to, like, wow, it's, you just move to a point where you can look back, and we all know that we've been through stuff. When we look back, we can say, gee, I'm a better person because of that. So when you don't play the blame game and the victimhood and all that, you're gonna fly. You're gonna, come out of that cocoon and you're gonna fly and you're gonna see the world in a whole different light. Is there all kinds of things going on that are negative? And yeah, of course there is. Is there all kinds of good things? Oh yeah. If you want to have eyes to see that from that perspective, let go. Let go of baggage. Let go of experiences. Let go of traumas. I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. Trust me, it's not. But it's a decision. Make, a mindfulness, awareness, a conscious choice to not want to stay in that pool of crud. Pull yourself out of the quicksand. It's possible. With love, everything is possible. And with self-love, oh man, you can go places and that some people will never go and they'll never see, but you will. So with that, I want to express my sincere gratitude for anybody that, watches and likes my channel. It's a way for me to share, and it's a way for other people to say, hey, I'm not alone. So anything that helps anybody, we should always do it, as long as we're not sacrificing our own life and draining ourselves onto somebody else, and just because you take care of you first, then you can help take care of others and help others. So thank you for watching. Namaste and deep love. Bye.